The members over there, in their photos, those are the members who served and lost their lives on September 11th. There's 343 of them. That's why you'll see the number 343 all throughout the fire department. It's significant to us. On September 11th, we lost that many members. There's so many of them that as you look, you'll say, oh, I know that guy. And it's almost 4 or 5 years, 5 years now. You realize that you've crossed paths with half of these people. It's a large department, but the longer you stay, the smaller it becomes.
My name is Rich Snyder. September 11th, I knew just from what was being said on the news that we were going to lose a lot of guys that day. Never expected the numbers to amount to what we actually lost. And it was total chaos and mayhem all over the place. It was a really tough day. The chills just ran through my body. Those that perished quickly were probably the luckiest ones there, rather than having anybody that knew they were going to come down, knew they were going to die in a potential collapse, or were fighting their way out when the buildings actually came down. It's just tough. I get a little emotional talking about this. I probably always will. The 20 truck, we lost 7 guys in the house. 20% of the roster we lost. You know, September 11th hit. I spent 50 some odd hours down at ground zero before leaving there. Watching the news and the plane coming to take out the second tower, I was like, no, that plane's not going to hit there. That plane's not going to hit there. Oh, shit. It hit it. There's been a tremendous void in all of our lives. Not having our brothers, our friends, our leaders. It has brought a lot of us closer together. Being a fireman not only kind of defined what you did, but who you were. I don't know what life has in store. Nobody really does. There was no manual given to anybody, you know. Just you get up in the morning, you thank God to be alive, and you put something positive on the sheets to account for what you did in life. But the guys that are over there fighting, my heart's with them. My heart's with their families.
Rob Carlo, FDNY Annual Memorial Day Services. Every second Wednesday of October of every year, we honor all of the firemen that died the previous year, and everybody turns out for the New York City Fire Department. We are the Fireriders, New York City chapter, and we turn out for the events as a club. We're here today to memorialize all the firemen that we lost in the last year.
FDNY says service begins when you walk out of a house of worship, because what you do on the outside determines what you meant on the inside. We must be our brother's savior. When you step into that firehouse, you never know what the tour is going to bring. This year marks the 40th anniversary of the 23rd Street Fire and the 5th anniversary of September 11th.
With respect, guys, right? Right.
This is what the road warrior wears. A lot of us here have the Harley Davidson Firefighter Special bikes. It kind of ties in with the whole day, memorializing firemen. Everybody talks about firemen every day being the heroes, but it's really all the guys that we lose are the real heroes. So we're here today just to show our support for the families and to our fellow brothers. It's a FLHR Road King Firefighter Special 2002. It's the first year they came out. The dealer in New York City, Harley Davidson, made these FDNY 911 trim rings. FDNY MIA, about half our guys approximately have never been identified. On the other side here, Harley Davidson made these covers up, and they put on, for all the New York City guys, apparently they put our name on it in memory of 9/11. This here is a picture of my brother, Mike Carlo, who was lost on 9/11. He was also an avid motorcyclist. So every time I ride, I think of Mike.
The president of this organization. My name is Victor D'Aquino. This is Fireriders Motorcycle Club, and we've come down here for Memorial Day today to honor fallen firefighters. Something we do every year.
Meg Ryan, what are you doing in New York?
Oh, dropping in for the firemen. Couldn't miss this. You know, they're heroes all over the country.
That dumbass! Drink? You want to see me drink? I can drink. All right, where's the Jack? Where's the Jack? Oh, I could fucking drink.
Nice to you, Greg. Welcome to New York.
Fun, fun. I'll show you how to drink. Shit, I haven't drank like that since I was 9. We have a lot of fine character in the club, a lot of skilled firemen, and some serious motorheads.
A motorhead, to me, is a person who loves machinery, no matter whether it's a Jap bike or not, how things work. You look at somebody and say, oh man, look what they did to their bike. They wrench, they tool. It's not a guy who pays somebody else to do the work. That's what a motorhead is.
There was a lot of heat and a lot of dust, and there was paper everywhere. And the air was, you couldn't breathe it. It was thick and it was nasty. When we finally got into where the two buildings were standing, 110-story buildings, two of them, reduced to 60 feet high, burning, intensely burning. You couldn't get near them. The amount of heat coming off of the steel was astronomical. And it was like that for a long time. We were finding fire trucks buried underneath the steel.
We stopped at a hospital on 14th Street, and I looked in the emergency room, and there was nobody there.
That's frightening.
When we got down there, we started digging, and I'm saying to myself, hey guys, you notice there's no computers here? There's no phones?
About that, yep.
There's no nothing?
Where's all the wire and the cable and the glass?
Gone!
And the concrete.
No wiring. We found nothing.
Yep.
I'll never forget that odor. It was just an unusual odor. When bodies burn, it has a sweet odor to it. That was magnified about 10,000 times. It was an odor that I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
And we're watching this ballet of cranes moving stuff around from one crane to the next. It was a ballet, it was a dance, it was an orchestrated dance.
80,000, 90,000 pound pieces of steel that they were doing this way.
I watched this arm going to the ground. This is like at 3 in the morning. And all of a sudden, like an eruption of black smoke shot about 50 feet into the sky. And then he kept digging, and all of a sudden the arm pulled out. It was steel, it was liquefied. Still, it was melted and pouring over itself. Right. 3 months later.
Solid and dripping like a candle. They had these guys walking around with A suits on, totally encapsulated white suits. And we're walking around with these little paper masks on.
15-cent dust mask.
I said to them, are my guys at risk? No, Lieutenant, everything is fine. They're all right. They're all right. Yeah. I got emphysema and asthma from that place. A bone, piece of skull.
Because you're digging with your fucking hands. With your hands. You're not using shovels or picks or cranes.
No.
With your hands.
You put the bones in the joint pound bucket. In a matter of minutes, they were full of bones. Just bones, though. I mean, small bones. They had the children come down of the guys so they could pull the DNA from the kids and match it. And the funeral guy knew me. And they gave him a uniform. I said, John, they gave me this uniform. He says, you don't know what I got in that casket. I said, I know exactly what you got in the casket. I said, take the uniform, place it in the casket, and lock the casket. They found a little piece of him. Bones.
You let this guy from fucking Wisconsin walk into this site and start cutting steel with a torch? Are you out of your fucking mind? Who's controlling this guy? He's gonna hit something, it's gonna shift and kill 10 people. Get that motherfucker out of there. That's what they were doing. The fighting was unbelievable.
Up until about a month, we really thought we could make a difference. We thought we could find somebody. We really did. Because we just couldn't fathom 343 guys dead.
There were a lot of body parts all over the street. They were laying everywhere, victims, people everywhere. After the first building fell, body parts everywhere. And what sounded like lots of people trapped, trying to communicate to the outside, banging on pipes, banging on steel, whatever we were doing. But once that second building fell, it covered everything, and it took away everybody's chances of survival.
But the people, body parts you saw, wasn't people from inside the building. People outside watching.
Right.
Got splattered?
Got splattered. And this one guy told me that he had a hotel. The people were standing there taking pictures. He said they must have been a quarter of a mile away. As the second one came down, it created a vacuum that sucked them in.
Oh my God.
Literally sucked them in. All you saw was the soles of their feet being sucked in. That was the body pieces that we were, like foot and all that. It wasn't from the people inside the building. It was from people outside that were watching it that got sucked into it. It was just unbelievable. You didn't believe you were there. It was like, you know, where do I start?